are you, Samuel?
I'm well. I want to talk about Dragon Force because you walked in.
You love Dragon Force. You were saying off air.
Well, no, I was too busy making friends instead of listening to Dragon Force. But we walked into the studio. Sorry, my laptop's just died, so I've got the run sheet on my phone.
Yeah, no,
I'm prepared.
Absolutely. Do you want to turn your phone to that setting where it doesn't turn off, so you don't have to like
No, I'll keep touching my phone screen.
tappa tappa tappa?
Tappa, tappa, tappa.
Yeah.
Because you were humming Through the Fire and the Flames
Yeah.
all pre-show.
Yeah.
And I just... Can you name one other song? Because I was thinking about it. Can anyone, for that matter, listening, watching, in the room...
Can Dragon Force name another Dragon Force
I
song?
don't think Dragon Force have another song. It's just Through the Fire and the Flames for an hour.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna open up some Dragon Force songs.
Yeah.
And
I should have a guess, actually.
Well, I was gonna say I'll get you to
Yeah.
I can give you some like pointers and some ideas because a lot of these songs are things that you would imagine a Dragon Force song would be named like.
There is a stereotype.
Yeah. So throw out some words that you think might be in. So this is just going off the ones that are on Google. So there could be other ones that I don't know. I mean, that no one knows. So I'll go from these ones. What are some words that you think might be included in a Dragon Force title?
Devil's Breath.
Oh, Devil's Breath. Have we got a devil or a breath? We've got a damned.
I thought I was guessing.
Well, I didn't give you the full one. I didn't give you the full name. No devil in this collection.
Maybe that's a little bit too satanic.
No breath either.
Oh, okay. Dracula's Last Stand.
No, I think that might be the wrong kind of like not superstitious. The word like spiritual. The wrong kind of like yeah. Although some of them aren't that far off.
I said dragons. Did I talk about dragons before?
There's 1, 2, 3 songs with dragon in the title that are not just the Dragon Force.
These dragon wings are made to fly.
Oh, that's not bad.
Dragon wings.
No. Fuck. I'll give you the dragon ones.
Yeah.
The Last Dragon Born, obviously.
Obviously.
Where Dragons Rule.
Yeah.
And Heart of a Dragon.
Yep.
Yeah. So Dragon Wings not that far off.
No, I was pretty close.
We're in the anatomy of dragons.
Yeah.
We're in the anatomy of dragons, Sam.
Well, yeah. Tell me. I reckon you got to tell people because you said.
Yeah.
We were talking about Guitar Hero. That's how.
That's how it came.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I should emphasize. How on earth did a band of Dragon Forces? Because I feel like Dragon Force became famous because of Guitar Hero.
I agree. Like they probably had their niche pre 2007's Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock on Xbox, PlayStation 2, and Wii.
Keep going.
Yeah, please. I believe it's still there. Hot. But that's actually from the Guitar Hero World Tour. Oh, he's had a fucking mare here.
I've had a mare.
How many times can Sam bump a microphone in multiple things? I'm just trying to see how they got on the Guitar Hero 3 soundtrack.
It's very obnoxious to write a song where I'm going to demonstrate. Instead of playing the fretboard underhand like a normal guitarist, they play it overhand because the fret stretch
Oh, yeah.
is too far. But I was like, just grow a bit. I'm sure Andre the Giant wouldn't have suffered, you know?
That's true. I'm just trying to see how they... Well, okay, I feel a bit bad at the moment because this is an article from 2022.
Yep.
In Metal Injection. Shout out to Metal Injection. What a publication. The band only got paid $3,000 for that track in Guitar Hero. It's pretty brutal.
That is brutal.
I feel a bit sorry for them now.
Yeah. I don't, but... Because, I don't know.
Put it this way, that song became iconic. Surely you can do more than $3,000.
I feel like they blew up after that.
Yeah.
But I feel like Dragon Force has like lore around them.
There'd be lore.
And there'd be like comics and stories about Dragon Tales and the Knights of the, I don't know, Border Force.
The Knights of Border Force? Fuck, that's grim. When did it become this like
Stopping
anti-migrant?
Mexican cartels.
Yeah. Dragon Force fight the Sinaloa cartel with the power of metal. Pablo Escobar versus Herman Lee. Fight.
No can do, Pablo. You've just activated my dragon defense card.
Blue Eyes White Dragon takes down cocaine. Wow, that took a turn.
That did take a turn. Do you feel like people of that subgenre
Yeah, listen to what?
partake in. No, they definitely don't listen to
Oh,
us.
no.
Partake in the
In cocaine? 100%.
in the substances. I was gonna say.
100%.
Ah.
Look, let's talk music, perhaps.
Let's stick to our niche, shall
our
we?
remit.
Yeah.
Sam, something new. Have you been listening to anything new this week?
I have, Maxwell.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you very much. I've
Yep.
probably blown out the microphone.
100% it is. There are some peaks and there are some troughs. And the troughs are the quality of our content and the peaks are the volume of our content.
That was funny. Did you write that yourself?
Thanks, just then, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I just quickly jotted
It's
it
just
down.
believe in myself.
Yep.
Yes, I have been getting around to a few new things.
Mhm.
Story so far. Dropped
Yeah.
a new song. Letterman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lemon?
Letterman.
Oh, Letterman. David.
No, not David.
Oh.
The
the
college jacket.
Yeah. Yep.
Because at first I was like, that's weird calling it after a late night talk show host.
How good would it be to just make a show about late night?
Yeah, a show about late night.
It's like a song about the show about late
Yeah,
night. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
Probably not great to the ears. I discovered a band called Tommy Lefroy. And I can hear your skepticism through the silence. It's two women who've called themselves Tommy Lefroy. Their song Worst Case Kid, very catchy.
Give me a vibe. Give me a genre.
I haven't listened to the song that much. I only discovered it today.
Right.
But it's just on my playlist here. I've been revisiting The Midnight,
Yes.
the Monsters album.
Great album.
Great album. Helvetica,
Mm.
like the font.
Mm.
Great song.
Mm.
All instrumental.
This is gonna. Is Helvetica something else as well as a font?
I don't know. Let me have a look. You talk.
You keep talking. I'll look because you were telling me the music that you were listening
Well, no, apart from that, there hasn't been a lot. I've been listening to a wide mix, and I've actually been listening to a lot of a song that we're going to talk about in a second.
to. Yeah, right. Just the font, by the way.
Yeah. I do a lot of work in Photoshop and obviously putting together our reels. It's a font. I just have to scroll past it to get to ours, which is actually a personalized font that I'm not going to give out publicly,
Oh,
but it is free to download.
it's Times New Roman.
It's actually Arial.
I love the Little Mermaid.
I knew that was coming. What have you been listening to?
I've been a real pop slut recently.
you cheeky boy.
You know me. I listened to Ariana Grande's new album. Really good. Really, really good. Like, I don't love an Ariana Grande album. Like,
No.
everyone knows the Ariana, like the singles, the hits, the ones that are on the radio, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And I usually, I'll listen just to see how it goes. And I'm usually like, the singles are the only ones that are worth listening to. The rest of the album cuts are a bit no good. This album, all in all, is pretty good. And it's, I think because she's doing a lot of different stuff on this album. There's songs that are sound like 90s dance. There's songs that are like mid 2010s, like indie pop, like Robin kind of stuff.
Yep.
And there's ones that are like alt rock sounds. Like,
Yeah, I
she's
heard
doing a
there
lot of
was a bit of
sampling.
difference.
Yeah.
Did she do a song with Troye Sivan in there?
Did she do a song with Troye Sivan? I'll check. Let's have a look.
I think you should check.
You
talk and check.
It's good. Like, it's a good album, and I think you should check it out if you at all are into very poppy pop. I can't see a Troye Sivan.
No, that's okay. I could have just been dreaming.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. In the deluxe edition, there's a Troye Sivan. There you go.
Wasn't dreaming.
And then there's one with the Mariah Carey as well.
All I Want for Christmas.
Very much so. It's that song, not the Ariana Grande song. Santa Tell Me,
Ah,
maybe.
that's it.
It's the deep recesses of my Christmas Ariana Grande brain.
Well, we're not quite in that season yet. The festive season, which is a great time to be alive. Isn't it?
It's festive.
That's probably one for future episodes.
Yeah.
Probably in
June.
late November.
I also listened to Panau's new album.
Now.
Which also is quite good.
But.
So that album has, I think, 10 songs.
Yep.
6 of which have been singles previously. So only getting 4 new
Four
songs.
new songs. I hate it when bands do that.
Which I don't mind it because I think the oldest single on that album is like 6 years old. So like it's dipping right back into the stuff. And like they've had Cold Heart since then. They've had all the success that came with that.
Yeah.
Good if you like Panau. Like it's you know what you're getting. It's weird kind of trippy dance pop that always has good features on it, like good vocal features.
They did Chameleon, didn't they?
They did Chameleon. That album that was on Chunga was awesome. so good. Like deep cuts were on that album really good.
Yep.
So yeah, that's been my something new recently. Ariana
like
Grande and Banyow.
Are you sure you're not a virgin?
I mean, no one's checked, so can't go. I was thinking about Dragonforth before. Anyway, shout out to my girlfriend. Let's pick the quality of this.
Segue.
Yeah. Please.
So I was painting Warhammer last night. No, I have been listening to a song that we've got in our run list, run sheet.
Yes,
End of Beginning
by Joe.
Joe.
Is that how we're pronouncing it?
Yeah, the
Yes.
Stranger Things guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the song's been out for a while.
Been out for ages, and just,
2 years.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And
Good song though.
Joe as a band has been operating since at least that actor whose name I'm going to check now.
Steven.
Wasn't Steve the character's name?
Probably. I think his name's Joe.
You keep going on now.
But yeah, End of Beginning. It's absolutely bloody everywhere at the moment.
Fuck, you're not wrong. And also that guy's name is Joe Keery.
Joe Keery.
And his character's name is Steve Harrington.
Got it.
So I can see the connection there.
Yeah.
Joe
Harrington and Steve Keery.
Dojo.
Dojo.
He did karate. It's not a fact. I'm sure. He might have done karate. I don't know.
Not a fact, just a theory.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, sorry.
But yeah,
please.
End of Beginning, and there's an Austin song that you've put in here that, or is Austin the name of the song?
No, Austin's name of the song. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sick.
Yep.
I haven't heard that. But
Right.
End of Beginning, I can't scroll more than 3 videos without hearing it twice.
I almost guarantee that you have heard Austin by Dasha.
Probably.
Or Dasha, I imagine, maybe.
Dasha.
Because those two songs are the only songs on TikTok at the moment.
Well, Universal got rid of over half of them, so.
But it's insane. Like, instead, like you'd think that there's a huge vacuum and a heap of songs, just smack my microphone there, a heap of songs would like rush in to fill the vacuum.
Nope.
Just two.
It's ridiculous. And
And that German Rhubarb Barbara song is also everywhere.
yeah, there's another one as well. I don't know, because all that pops up in our reels and TikToks when I go to post them is the Wii music, the Wii sports music.
Oh, yeah, actually, I've been getting a lot of Wii Sports music
It's
recently.
great.
It's banger.
Dun, 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 dun. It's great. Can't go wrong. And can't be copyrighted.
That's true.
Universal don't own that.
Although Nintendo are very litigious.
Yep.
I thought, like, good segue, because I think what I wanted to kind of talk about is
Yes.
broadly, as you mentioned, Universal taking a lot of the music off TikTok.
Heaps of it.
A stack of it. And what has that meant for the music in general?
Yeah. Well, I don't quite understand Universal's move to do it, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't read too much into it
Right.
because
I mean, there's what Universal said was their reason.
Yeah.
And there's what I think Universal's actual reason was.
they did it to protect artists, didn't they? Because they weren't getting fairly monetized or something.
Well, that's their claim. They claimed
Yeah.
that people were using these musicians' songs
yeah.
without and making art of their own in the form of
Yeah.
TikTok videos and whatever,
And making money having those songs
and not
trending,
giving money back
Yeah.
to the artists.
which is fair.
In theory, is fair.
In theory. And I get that to a point when you've got artists like Troye Sivan and Ariana Grande,
Dua Lipa,
all them making huge killings off tours, albums, even merch and stuff. I don't see many Troye Sivan t-shirts around, but I'm sure they're around.
I'm sure they exist.
But on that label, being as big as it is, you've got these smaller bands who are still probably either working part-time jobs or just become full-time musicians who would actually benefit greatly from going viral or trending on TikTok
100%.
with these, with the way the algorithm is. So I just didn't understand that because I feel like they're shooting the discovery part.
So
of
here's where I
music
think
in the foot.
Here's what I think Universal has gotten away with being quite cheeky with. They still get all the benefits of an artist going viral. Like, you think
Yeah.
of all those artists who, I want to use the words start very loosely in TikTok because obviously a lot of them are artists who have been working for years and gigging and whatever in their hometowns.
They start
and
posting on social media.
when they break through on TikTok.
Yeah.
How about that? Universal can come along and offer, if they're unsigned, Universal can come along and be like, we'll sign you off the back of your virality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they can still they can still have their A&R department trolling TikTok, finding new artists. All they're going to hear is Joe and Dasha, but like they're still they've still got the opportunity to do their research through TikTok. So like in that sense, they haven't lost anything. They haven't lost the opportunity to get new A&R and get on board with people who are going viral off TikTok.
Yeah.
But
then they just go, so all this music you're posting that we've found that's great, we're going to pull that now.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't even think they do need to do that because like a lot of the times the one that goes viral because someone's put it out, like published it independently or maybe with a small label before they get signed to Universal, it can still stay on the app.
Yeah.
So like that, it can still generate that virality.
Any Universal release.
Anything from then, Universal's like, thank you, please sign here.
Yeah.
And I think, and again, we're using very sweeping generalizations for, I'm sure, very different, different artists would have different contracts and all that kind of stuff.
We do have lawyers if Universal are listening.
Bear that in mind if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
But,
even though we just incriminated him before.
Yeah, our lawyer. He's the Warhammer man.
Warhammer
5000 _D at Queensland.law.
_4th. I don't even know what firm he works for.
No, neither.
We're great friends. Shout out Virtues.
But, so I think, two things, right, about this. I think that are quite telling. One, no other major label has done the same thing.
No.
And I think that's quite telling.
That the Universal move is...
Universal went by themselves.
Yeah.
Took their music off, claimed for it to be about paying artists more. Yep. And no one else jumped.
Well, you think the other labels would see that and just be licking their lips going, our artists are about to get that much airtime.
Probably. And it might not really have happened yet. It might be a really slow burn. I don't know who Joe and Dasha are signed to, but they're obviously having a fucking good time. Dasha. And then the other thing is there's a lot of Universal artists, not the big ones.
No, but there's heaps.
That kind of that medium size who have been posting specifically being like, I hate this. Yeah. Like Baby No Money, Young Franco, Peach PRC are the three that come to mind straight off the top of my head, where they've released videos on TikTok being like, here's me humming my song because I can't have it go, the recorded version can't go viral now. Or here's Baby No Money did a terrible, like a dumb remix of like Edamame where he just used like his pots and pans around his kitchen. Like things like that where the artists themselves clearly are like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't sound like the artists were consulted.
No, well, not those ones. Maybe the big dogs.
Maybe the Dua Lipas of the world who just said, huh?
Yeah. Who are you?
Who are you? So, you guys distribute my music.
Do you think that? Okay, it hasn't impacted TikTok's hold on music. Like the number one song on the ARIA charts right now is a TikTok song.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're signed to. They might be a Universal label and they got out, like they got in beforehand. It hasn't changed broadly where people are discovering music.
No. Like it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'd be interested to see if Universal change their mind.
The thing that also stands out to me is they didn't take it off any other platform.
Well,
like Instagram.
Yeah.
Like in I know Reels is such a pain in the ass compared to TikTok when you're creating, but you can still get Universal artists on Instagram as far as I can tell. Yeah, you can. So like,
it's strange.
Is it just anything, TikTok?
Instagram's a lot easier to find them because they don't restrict you to commercial sounds the way that TikTok does.
Right.
If you're a business or a big brand or anything.
Right. I mean, as our in-house TikTok creator, have you noticed any difference in the way that you're finding and searching music to put into things?
No, TikTok's easier.
Right.
I find TikTok more user-friendly.
Right.
And Instagram doesn't like us.
Instagram hates us.
Instagram hates us.
Shout out Instagram.
Shout out Mark. We need to have fucking words.
You're gonna you can take Elon's spot and fight him at the Coliseum.
Well, yeah, I think so. But no, TikTok in general, it's sort of like it's the place to be at the moment.
It's just the chance.
And if you don't follow us at 78
Oh, free plug
on TikTok, not fuck Instagram.
I just feel like to me as a move, like has Universal taken its? I mean, it's going to be the dumbest thing I could possibly say. Has Universal taken itself out of contention for like social relevance by not being on TikTok?
I think so.
But like, obviously, they're still incredibly socially relevant by having like the 50 biggest artists in the world.
Yeah, but when you think Troye Sivan or Dua Lipa, you never think of their label.
No, that's true.
And I think by not having a presence on the biggest platform in the world, you become even more irrelevant. Whereas, at least with Warner and I don't know the others.
Well, Warner, Sony,
Sony.
some of the smaller ones that are
Yeah.
like, owned by the bigger ones, but
Yeah.
operate independently,
But
semi-independently.
they've at least got the option to be on TikTok and be able to show off their artists and have a chance of using those sounds, letting them. I was going to say something about being viral, but
Yeah.
I smelt toast. But they've just got an opportunity to actually become a well-known brand, whereas I feel like Universal's just gone. I reckon it was one bloke up top. He goes, "Oh,
Mr.
I don't-
Universal himself.
yeah, Mr. Universal, Pitbull's brother, Mr. Worldwide and Mr. Universal."
Step up.
It is. But he's going, "Oh, I fucking hate TikTok.
The kids are on it all the time.
The kids are on it all the time. It's fucking annoying. Let's just pull that shit. Yeah, we'll just say, our artists don't make much money from it. Fuck it." By that logic, pull Spotify.
Absolutely. Like, or give your artists a better cut from Spotify.
Yeah.
Like, Universal has the power to give their artists more money.
Just release purely physical copies.
That'll go really well.
Yeah, it will.
Just a disclaimer.
Yes.
Dua Lipa's been on Warner the whole time. I got halfway through that. I was like, I'm sure she's on a Universal. But everything we said, go back and just edit that out and replace it with a big Universal artist.
Yeah.
If you want some Universal art, maybe I'll put it a really bad edit.
Nickelback.
Who are the biggest ones I can think of? Taylor Swift, big one. Yeah, that makes sense. Bad Bunny, The Weeknd, SZA, Drake. Yeah, a couple of big ones.
Just a little. Well, Max,
Sam.
I saw there's a guy on Instagram, TikTok, all those socials. He plays a game called Good Band Name, Bad Band Name.
Yep.
So I thought we'd do the same.
Not like us to steal content.
Well, no. Inspired by.
Yeah. Unemployed.
No. Shout out.
Not shout out to them.
No, not shouting out to them. Nothing against them. But I just want to play a little bit of good band. Fuck that.
Good band, bad band.
Exactly.
Sam from the Bayou.
I am playing Red Dead at the moment.
Oh, there you go. In Saint Denis.
Saint Denis. Yeah, and out in Le Gras.
Is that in the house in the swamp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Bayou.
Yeah.
But good band name, bad band name.
Good band name,
Good
bad band name.
bad band name. Is that racist?
No, it's just white Americans.
Oh, yeah.
Just to clarify, we are aping white Americans.
Yeah. Good. So good band name, bad band name.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a list.
Please.
You tell me if it's a good band name or a bad band name.
Love it.
Inspired by the dude on Instagram.
Sure.
Green Day.
Bad band name. Sam, that is a bad band name.
Sticking with that. Foo Fighters.
Oh, terrible. Bad band name.
Shocking.
I think even Dave Grohl's on record as saying bad band name.
I think he is. It's
Yeah.
a good point.
I want to go back and clarify why I think Green Day is a bad band name. It doesn't roll, it's not an easy, it doesn't roll off the tongue. Green Day. It's very
What's your band name? Green Day.
yeah, it's not, it's a bit too,
It's not like Tuesday.
no.
Wednesday.
No. Those
Green
roll off the
Day.
tongue. Green Day.
Yeah.
That's, neither here nor there.
21 Pilots.
For the time, good band name, aged poorly.
Aged poorly.
Yeah. Because you could do the 21,
21p.
yeah, 21, they had all the symbols. Great. At the time, 2015, 2014, 2013, when they were breaking through, the new wave emo kids loved it. Yeah.
How do you...
Hashtag loved it. Blood.
Blood.
Please. The Red Cross needs you. Donate. Blood.
I think you should do a proper ad down the camera.
The world is a dangerous place. Wars. Famine. Disease. We here at 78 Amped. This is not a paid sponsorship, by the way. We here at 78 Amped urge you, everyone, our listeners, our audience, to donate blood at a Red Cross blood donation centre near you. Please consider donating.
Wow. That got heavy for a sec.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough to edit out of this. All right, I'll give you two more.
Yeah.
Good band name, bad band name.
Yeah.
Artist name as well.
Yeah, I'll line some up for you as well. I want to get
Fred again.
Fred again. Oh, bad band name. I mean, like, good band name in the sense of, like, it sticks out,
Does.
but bad band name doesn't flow well in sentences. Every time you talk about them being him, I don't know, I don't want to misgender him. Every time you talk about Fred again,
Yep.
you're a bit like, yeah, I'm going to see Fred again. It didn't.
Fred again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and last one, DZ Death Race.
I'd say good band name. That's the one that rolls like it flows.
It
DZ
rolls.
Death Race.
Yeah.
Like your mouth is
DZ
ready
Death
for
Race.
it.
You can say it really quick.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Good band name.
Good band name.
Yeah. So I think I gave 2 good band names, and one of those was like Asterix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TBC.
All right, I'm gonna go for some big ones here.
Yeah, hit me.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No. I can't take the fact that I don't like them into consideration.
Yeah, that's a separate. We're not talking about the music. We're talking about the band name.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think it's a good band name.
Okay. All right.
You can picture what they're referring to.
You can picture the vibe.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't get California in that reference.
Backstreet Boys, Sam.
No, that's a bad band.
Bad band name.
It sounds like a little bit of a group of, I guess you could call them, gigolos.
Are you putting the word pimp?
No, gigolo.
Male prostitute.
Male prostitute.
Okay, yeah.
It sounds
Male
like,
sex workers.
yeah, it sounds like a group of male sex workers that just hang around the back alleys of the valley.
Okay.
Oh no, I ran into the Backstreet Boys.
Fair enough. That sounds more like you've run into a gang. Like who are going to murk you? Oh, fuck, it's the Backstreet Boys. With their nunchucks and their Warhammer.
You want it that way, do you?
Everybody. Kill him. Lime Cordial, Sam.
I'm going to say bad band name.
Ooh, controversial.
Because it's Cordial.
It's too fancy.
If it was Lime Cordial, I'd be like, yeah, sick. Which is what I thought it was for a while. But Lime Cordial,
Don't be silly.
read the room.
That's a good call.
Read the room.
That's a good call. I'm gonna go for ones that are like I feel like people either consciously think are good or bad. And
Let's
see
rapid fire.
rapid fire. Foster the People.
Good band name.
Really, I hate it. I think it's a terrible band name.
Well, that's all right. Agree to disagree.
Post Malone.
I spoke rapid fire and that stumped me. I think in terms of like rapper stage names, it's not the worst. So I'm going to say it's a good band name.
Okay. Okay, I like that. I like that from you.
It's not Puff Daddy, is it?
Controversial in the news today.
I don't watch the news.
Raided by the feds in America over some, I believe, some pretty hefty charges.
Fentanyl.
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just said I don't watch the news.
Yeah, why did I turn to you for
It's too
that?
depressing.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Someone's looking out for their mental health.
If
Welcome to Hugh Van Cuylenberg from the Resiliency Project.
I did buy that book. It's sitting in my cupboard somewhere.
Technically a colleague of mine.
Didn't open it.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Slowly.
Bad band name.
Bad band name.
Love them as a band.
Bad band name. One
Too
more.
wordy.
One. It's also, I think, adverbs don't tend to go well.
It's clunky, isn't
It's
it?
clunky. Slowly.
Yeah, slowly.
Get your mouth around that. All right, one last one. I'm just going to go for a big scroll and see what I see. Oh, they're all pretty bad. Pendulum.
I'm going to say bad band name. Hard to say.
Pendulum.
Pendulum.
Oh.
It's quite clunky in the consonants. Pendulum.
Pendulum.
Swinging like a pendulum.
I don't mind pendulum because I think it's evocative of the kind of music they play. Like
Yeah.
a pendulum's like kind of mechanical, but it's also kind of natural. Like it sits in that midpoint.
That's very deep, isn't it?
That's just
what
my
about
thought.
like equinox?
Equinox? That's a good. It depends what it's for, but it's like a good metal name.
We got Dragon Force open with Equinox.
Dragon Force, not a good band name.
No.
I mean, very evocative of who they are as people.
Do they have a song called Warhammer?
I'm just going to put up Dragon Force Warhammer.
I feel like they've got a song called like The Toils of Battle.
Okay, this is a Reddit post from 2 months ago. Sorry.
2024.
Yep, 2024. Dragon Force, Astro Warrior Anthem. Is the song Necrofleet? No, not the song Necrofleet. Is the song about Warhammer? Necrofleet is mentioned once. Take from that what you will.
That wasn't even English.
Dragon Force Warp Speed Warriors is a 6-minute track based on the Warhammer 40k universe with lore-heavy references. Yeah, there you go. So,
wow. So
Dragon Force atted on Twitter. Dragon Force atted Warhammer official hashtag Warhammer community. Hope you like our new song Space Marine Corps. Let us know what you think. So, there is in fact some overlap in those Venn diagrams. They're not quite circles, but boy, they are not spectacles either.
No, I think they're small little porcelain figures. Wow, hey?
Very, very wow.
Shout out to the Dragon Force and Warhammer community.
Very much so.
I hope you lose your virginity soon.
Oh, brutal. Sam, I sat down this week with Callum and Ewan from Bad Sounds.
Caleb and Ewan.
Callum.
Sorry, I wasn't there, clearly.
That's okay. They know that.
They know. Yeah, I'm sure you rinsed me.
No, actually I didn't. I just got stuck in. It was when I was still a bit sick, so
clinical.
My brain was a bit too muddled.
Did you ask them what they've been listening to lately?
I got that out.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a pretty good chat about they've been releasing some songs in the form of EPs, but 4 different EPs that are all like 4 volumes of the same EP, basically. So this is the final EP in that collection. And it's been interesting to hear from them because it's gone over like 4 years. So it's been interesting to hear how how they built it out, why they did it that way, and what's next. But before we go to that, Sam, even though I put out the perfect segue,
you left it a little bit open ended there.
I did. Before I get to that, Sam, where can people tell us their bad and all good band names?
Whoa,
they're bad or good and Sam.
Just at 78 Max. You know I'm bad with this plug, but just follow us on TikTok.
You'll get there one day.
If you're listening to the podcast, you know what we're called. So just look at that up on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. And if you're listening on Spotify, then just stay put. You know, just do all those things.
Just hang tight.
Just hang tight. Just fucking hang on.
Joining us on the show today are Callum and Ewan, the brothers who make up UK's genre-defined duo Bad Sounds. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for jumping in. We like to start the same way every week and find out what you guys have been listening to. So what's been spinning in your playlists on Spotify or Apple Music, or if you've had some vinyl on recently, what's been catching your ear?
I guarantee it will be very different between what Ewan's listening to and what I'm listening to.
Great, that's what I love. That makes it way better.
Ewan, do you want to go first, or should I? You look like
you go first. I'm scanning
up
through my kind of recently added.
So, I have been obsessing over the Lemon Twigs since January. They started releasing stuff for their new album, and I kind of missed the Everything Harmony album that came out last year. And yeah, so I kind of discovered that in January, and I've been listening to that nonstop ever since. I've been going through a big shoegaze phase again, so I've been listening to lots of like Cocteau Twins and what else? And I love jazz, so lots of Grant Green and Horace Silver. Yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on in my house. You?
I'm kind of like I've been pretty sporadic. I don't think I'm really having a thing that I'm like obsessed with at the minute. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of just like listening to a bit. I kind of have been listening to Alabama Shakespeare, which I've never listened to before. I totally missed that when it happened. You know, obviously I knew what it was, but I'd never really like listened to the record or anything. So I've been listening to that a bit, and Cleo Soul, and I feel like the stuff that's quite like not that unexpected. Do you know what I mean? I feel like quite playlisty stuff, maybe.
I would say it's all pretty unexpected in the sense that that's a pretty broad like spread across everything from shoegaze to jazz to Alabama Shakes. Like that's unexpected in that sense. It covers a lot of areas.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I feel like I went through a really big phase like last year, I guess, where I got really like deep into Bandcamp obscurity, and I feel like every time someone asked me that question, I had a much more pretentious answer, and I'm a little embarrassed about how unpretentious my answer is there. So yeah.
That's all right. Look, we love that question because every time you'll get like such a spread, and you'll get some artists where you're like, they'll come in with the most pretentious thing. They're like, yeah, I'm in my Katy Perry era at the moment, and you're like, oh, cool, okay, cool. That makes sense, I guess.
One thing I would say is I want to check out. I think Adrian Lenker's solo album comes out either today or by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be out. And I haven't listened to that. I've heard the single, and I loved it. She's from Big
I
Feet.
listened to that yesterday too, actually. There we
Yeah,
go. We're on the same.
great.
We got one match.
Yeah.
Look, let's talk EP, the EP. You guys have just released Escaping from a Violent Time Volume 4, which, you know, for the first time over a four volume series of EPs, includes the title track. You know, this EP, this set of tracks feels a lot more intimate to us and a little bit less bombastic than some of the tracks that have been included on the previous 3 volumes. But for you guys, what was the through line that collected these specific tracks for this last volume of the EP set?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that the song Escaping from a Violent Time is on this one. I think it's weird. We haven't even finished writing that song, and I always knew that I wanted it to close out the whole project. So it was kind of like that was the only thing while we were sort of trying to put track listings together and stuff that I knew like that was going to be there. And we did finish, I'd say, volume 3 and 4. We kind of we recorded and finished up at the same time. So we just wanted to make those 2 volumes as cohesive within themselves as possible. So, I mean, it's good to hear that it's sort of less bombastic. I feel like we're less bombastic as people were a little older, a little wiser than we were at the start of this saga. So that kind of fits in nicely. But surprisingly, like What Are You For, which is the first song on the EP, it might be one of the oldest sort of demos from the whole project. I think there was one on volume 3 as well that was a pretty early demo, More Than I Can Afford. But yeah, some of these songs have just sat with us and sort of, I don't know, we've never forgotten about them and then gone back to them to sort of make more sense of the whole thing as a project. And songs like Our Song, which is largely like my perspective from when Ewan had a baby and how that changed him as a person in his life. But we wouldn't have been able to write that at this, you know, if he didn't have a kid.
Interesting that you mentioned there that volumes 3 and 4 were kind of collectively recorded in that same sort of set of sessions. How far apart were 3 and 4 from 1 and 2, and kind of were you able to mix and match between all 4 volumes, or were they kind of relatively distinct in that sense?
I kind of feel it's hard. Cal might correct me here, but I kind of think we almost had all of them. Maybe not totally finished, but we had all of them, and then we kind of like we knew some of them we were going to save to the end, but then we were kind of like working out with each EP like what it's almost like we had a focus track for each EP, and then we kind of like built the rest or like worked out what tunes would go around it. But like Callum said, I think some of them are like really old demos that started ages ago that have been re-recorded, or maybe even just like built on top of the recording. But a lot of the stuff over all these EPs have been sort of like slowly chipped away at for like years, which is quite odd because now we do a lot of songwriting and production stuff, and that's normally like the song has to be written and finished within 2 days, and it's sort of like maybe you get like an extra day to come back and do tweaks. But so many of these have been like had a couple of days of us working in the studio, or like maybe we're on tour and we're on headphones in the bus, just sort of like trying out different drum sounds and just doing like little tweaks as they go. So it's kind of they're all sort of part of the same era, but it's kind of they're not necessarily one session or one time, if you know what I mean. It's kind of I feel the thing that's nice about it is I listen to it and I'm like, I have no idea when we did that or when that happened. You know what I mean? It's just sort of it all comes together.
That would be true for me if we'd done it yesterday. My memory
Yeah,
is so
true.
bad.
The obviously, I mean, obviously, you've had over 4 years now of working through the volumes, and then this is a huge opportunity to sort of see what comes next for the band. Do you guys have an idea of what you want to do following this, and how you might re-explore songwriting or re-explore the sound of the band?
I think the
Um,
thing. Oh, sorry. Did you want to go?
no, no, you can go if you want.
I think since we've started writing with other artists, it's really shaped the way that we make our own music. So I think the more we do that, the more we kind like sometimes we get really inspired to do our own stuff, and other times it can be quite disheartening because you realize how many people are trying to, or not competing with, but just how much music goes up on Spotify every day and stuff. So we flip back and forth between really wanting to push on to the next thing and discover what we're going to do next. And um, I think we have probably two or three things that we're excited about that we really love, but there's not a clear path for us yet, I don't think, for the next thing.
We, yeah, we do have like other things that we've kind of started, like I guess you'd call them side projects without sounding like a,
The
massive
expanded
diva.
Bad
But
Sounds universe.
yeah, yeah, we've got a few things like that that I feel like are basically finished. We've just never really like had the time between projects to really like focus on releasing it. Because I think another thing like I'd add to Callum saying about us working with a lot of other people, it does make you realize like, you need a team to help you release something and for it to actually get the um what's the attention you hope it deserves at least, or at least have a chance of it. And I think like, we're keen for the things we've done that we think are really strong to get people around them and try and like do it as a proper thing rather than just upload it somewhere. And not saying there's anything wrong with that because sometimes I'm totally into doing it that way, but I think some of this stuff feels like, there's a world to be built around it before it comes out. So I think we'll
Yeah.
probably look at some of that stuff after this.
Sounds
I've
very
also
exciting.
just realized how much I hate my own voice compared to like the other singers that we've worked with. It's like, wow, they are a cut above what we what we need to.
Hardly, hardly. Have you, when you've been working with these other artists, you mentioned you've figured out a lot about songwriting and how to produce tracks. Is there anything that you've taken back and gone, no, we always did this better. Like this was our thing, and we've brought it to them.
I don't know if it's like we brought it to them, but I think me personally, I think we went through a bit of maybe the first year or so, a feeling like trying to think about, so say we're working with an artist that's just come in, try and be like, okay, well, where should they sit? What do their contemporary sound like? And trying to make sure they feel like that. And I think like once we've done that a few times, you just start to realize you make something pretty average and pretty boring, that just kind of sits in, like no one cares. Um, so I think one thing I've kind of relearned is it's sort of like you've got to find the thing that's like unique and really like nail on that and kind of not care what anybody else is doing. And and I find like when we've done that, those are the things that have been the most exciting. And obviously like, you know, that can't happen every time. But I feel like we're definitely pushing for it every time now. And I'd rather
Yeah,
come away with something where we went for something really interesting and cool, but it came out rubbish rather than go for something really beige and achieve it right now.
yeah. I would agree with that. The things that we're most proud of that we've done have been the things that we've taken a bit of a risk on. And we've kind of gone out of our comfort zone, or we've just doubled down on what we just our actual tastes rather than chasing what somebody else's idea of what something should sound like. And Bad Sounds has never really done that. So I guess that would be the sort of connecting thing. It's like just being
But I
really
think
stubborn.
I think the thing that is so much easier to do that in Bad Sounds because we're the kind of we had final say. Whereas
Mm.
now you're sort of like I wish the only thing you had to think about was how is the audience gonna take this, and does the other person in the room really like it too? But I feel like after doing it a few times, you do start to get that voice being like, how's the A&R gonna react to this? How's the manager gonna react to this? And then you kind of got to go through their notes, staying on good terms with all of them, whereas at the same time trying not to like just kind of castrate all the originality from the thing you've done. And yeah, it's kind of like trying to serve multiple people at the same time sometimes, and a lot of the time it feels conflicting.
Yeah.
A
But
fun
yeah,
balancing
that's-
act.
yeah.
But the yucky side of writing.
Yeah, but I do think like, sorry, I'm like going on about this, but I do kind of think like it's when you try to be too clever with things like that and try to guess what people are going to think about it before it's finished, that's where you start making the mistakes. And the only thing you can really trust is how you're feeling about it, and then accept that they might not like it or they might, but you can never really, I've definitely had it before where I've sent something over and been like, they're all going to hate this. And everybody comes back really into it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And had it the other way as well.
So, well, look,
Yeah.
as long as you're swinging big, you can
Yeah.
miss me as long as you're swinging big.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, one final question. You're off the back of these big drops. Will you be hitting the stages soon? And will that include some international touring? Is there a chance we could see Bad Sounds hitting the stage down under? After a very quick and easy 17-hour flight.
Yeah. I'd love to do that. We've never been, and we have family in Australia. Yeah, we'd love to. There's no plans for that. But hey, call us.
I'm just swinging big here. I'm taking some notes from the
Yeah,
post.
no. Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah.
our Auntie Tina and Rachel would love to see us down there.
Yeah, it's something we would love to do. It's just, if I'm totally honest, since COVID, we've just never managed to get back on a regular kind of touring schedule. And we would love, we would love to. I just think we just don't want to do like a toilet tour again. But Callum does a lot of touring. So Cal plays in, do you know Willie J. Healy? Cal plays keyboard and guitar in his live band. So Cal's still got to sort of scratch that itch a bit.
You see in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
so
see
I love
house.
playing that.
I think it's a let's pencil you in as a definite, and then we'll be fine. We'll make it work from there.
Yeah.
Well, Bad Sound's latest EP, Escaping from a Violent Time, Volume 4, is out now. So listen in wherever you get your music. Callum, Ewan, thank you for taking so much time to have a chat with us today.
It was a pleasure.
Oh, no
Thanks for having
stress.
us.
Thank you for having us.